Hello, fellers and fellerettes. This is Gene. Today's adventure is inspired by a friend of mine, Mario. His last name's not Lopez. He's not rich and famous, sadly. But he recently built a desk, and we were talking this morning. He showed me a picture of it and showed me on that FaceTime and stuff. And it was pretty cool. So he inspired me to do the same thing. The wood I'm going to be using for the top is this butcher block sitting right here behind me. It was given to me a couple of years ago. Other than that, we're just going to be using the tools we have, which isn't much, because I've recently sold the majority of them to prepare to move. But we're going to use the tools and the wood that we have here, and we're going to see what we can create. So let's start this adventure. So as I'm sure the majority of you know, any good woodworking plan or project is going to start with some really good plans. As you can see here, hopefully, I did not come up with any really good plans. So, what could possibly go wrong? We're going to find out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and disassemble one project that is uncompleted and I'd probably never complete because the legs are actually the right length or close to the right length that I was actually wanting. So, I'm going to disassemble that real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we got our four legs. Ouch. Now we just need to build up the cross pieces the right length, which we need to figure out what that length is going to be. Alright, so now we're going to cut some 14 5/8 so that we can make a top and a bottom connecting these so that our end pieces that the table is going to be sitting on will be done, and then we just need to make the cross pieces to help support it and make it more stable. So here we go. Let me find some wood to use. You know what? We're going to use some nice scraps here. This is some good hardwood. There we go. Oh, look at that. Couldn't have planned that better if I wanted to. Remember, we're going off of these detailed plans, making this happen. And by detailed, I mean no plans. Just doing it. So let me get my measuring stick, my marking thing. So at this point, I'm not too terribly concerned with sanding it all down, making it all look pretty and nice. I can do that a little later. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pocket hole stuff. And I'm going to set it up, drill some pocket holes, and hold this all together with some pocket holes. I know some of y'all don't like that, but you know what? This is mine and it's going to be all right. All right, that's part of it. Now when I'm doing this, I'm making sure that the pocket holes won't be seen. The top will cover the ones on top, ones on the bottom will be on the ground, or on the floor, so it's not going to matter. And there we have one end. I might do a cross in there, do an X like the farmhouse style. I haven't really decided yet. And I know it's not pretty or perfect, but we still got to sand it. Alright, so I do not have any clamps because, like a genius, I sold them all. So, like I said, to prepare for this move we have upcoming. So I'm going to try to do this right here on the floor. I have some wood underneath it. That way I have the blade going just barely through the 2x6, and it's just going to mar up the scrap wood underneath. No big deal. But hopefully this will be safer. Don't like how this cord is not wanting to straighten out and just stay right by my saw though. So my camera ended up dying, and I swapped the battery out once I found out. However, I've already sanded everything down, so sadly you don't have to watch me sand everything, but I've sanded it down to where I'm happy with it. Of course, if it was for a customer, I would sand it down even more, make it perfect, but it's just mine, and I'm happy with it, and that's all that matters. But I've sanded it down. You can see here, I believe you can probably see here, I added in a couple more braces for extra stability and support because this top is oak. So it's going to be super, super heavy. So this top is oak. So it's going to be super, super heavy. So I just wanted a little bit more support there. I have some black paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the base black. And then I'm just going to spray a polyurethane on the top. And then I'm going to mount the top and we'll call it good. So I don't have my compressor because, well, I sold it. So I wiped everything down, got all the dust off that I can. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put something underneath it so I don't get any spray paint on the floor and get her painted. So let's do it. Well, I'm shaking this can up. I forgot to say it earlier, but if you've enjoyed watching me do this with literally just the tools I have, which is a drill, a sander, a skill saw, and my miter saw, you know, if you've enjoyed this, I would really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that kind of good stuff. It really helps me out with being new to this and everything, you know. It really helps me get found. It really just helps you all the way around. I just want to put out content that's going to help you guys. It's going to help all of us because Honestly, like I said in my very first video, I don't have the most experience at anything that I'm doing on here. But I'm doing what I can just to show you to just get out there and do it. Just get out there and do something, you know. It's better than doing nothing. And you feel good about it afterwards. Whether it goes perfectly or not doesn't matter, you know. That's why we're called hit or miss adventures. You may hit it out of the park, you may strike out. But you know what? You learned something. So, hit or miss. All right. I like it. I like it. It's looking pretty good. I'm not worried about painting the top here because it's going to be covered up. So we're going to let that sit for a few minutes, and then we'll kick it back off with getting the top on there and mounted, drilling a hole for cords and stuff to go through. Might do 2 holes just depending on what I got for tools that'll actually get through this oak. So stay tuned. Alright everyone, so I went ahead and drilled the hole for the back, put the top on, drilled the hole for the back. The top's not mounted. I have L-shaped brackets that I'm going to mount underneath it to screw it to the frame and, you know, to the base and to the top. Make sure it's good and secure. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to do that out here or wait till it's in the house where it's going to be until we move. So I don't know if it got it before, but I just want to show you guys that I went ahead and put these brackets on, moved it on outside. So now I'm going to put the top on, just set it on there so that I can go ahead and get this sprayed too. Might as well do it all at the same time. I tell you, this oak butcher block is heavy. Now, I'm a firm believer in overlap while you're spraying. That way you know you don't get any missed spots. I like to do about 50 to 75% overlap. Like I said, I'm only using stuff that I actually had here on hand, but it's getting done. I'm going to have a nice new desk. I'm going to put a tray down here eventually for my tower of my computer. Not really too worried about that right now. Right now I just want to get it done, get it in the house, and get it set up. So again, thank you guys for coming along on this journey. It's definitely been an adventure. So I appreciate it very much. If you just like this video, subscribe. If you've made it this far, you might as well. It'll definitely help me out, and I appreciate it. You can see whatever other crazy things I come up with. But I'll talk to you guys later.